scandal, another apology, another person cancelled. Some call it justice, others call it mob behavior. So, what are we really doing when we cancel someone? Are we holding people accountable or just punishing them?
It's about boycotting people, like making it public about the mistakes that they've made in the past, for example, blowing it up, and sometimes that would result in a cancel position. Well, I don't think there's a special terminology for it, but it's basically a form of norm enforcement in which certain group members or certain members of the society has engaged in undesirable behaviors, and that kind of that person needs to be disciplined or punished so that their consequences aren't the consequences of their behavior would stop or not being imitated by others. So it is, I think, a form of norms enforcement, a term that we know in social psychology, of course.
Behind every cancelled post, there's a person watching it all fall apart. And it doesn't just happen to anonymous users. Even those with power and influence can lose everything in a matter of hours.
Of course. A recent example is probably the case of Ridwan Kamil, because politicians, they build names. They're selling their trustworthiness, their names, their good behavior, so that people trust them and pick them in elections. And if this goes down, then they go down. Which at the end of the day could lead to a threat towards his all the things that he has right now. So is it scary? Yeah, it's scary for him.
And in a collectivist culture like Indonesia, the reaction goes deeper than disapproval. It becomes a defense of identity. Maybe canceling someone feels right, feels fair, feels powerful. But what happened next? Does anyone truly win? Cancel culture is not inherently evil, but like a knife, it depends on who's holding it and why. It can call out injustice or become unjust. Accountability matters, but justice without empathy becomes cruelty. Cancel culture can be used responsibly, but only if we know where the limits are. In Europe, for example, there are strict laws about public speech and strong protections for personal privacy. Exposing someone's private life isn't just unethical, it can be illegal. That's one of the biggest problems today. Cancel culture has no clear boundaries. Without proper regulation, it often turns into public shaming instead of real accountability. So yes, it is possible, but we need structure, and right now, we don't really have that.
The scars aren't on your skin.
They stay on your name.
Long after the noise is gone.